Hey everyone, this is Jason Lee with NextLevelGuitar.com, and I've brought you something kind of cool today. I am known for customizing a lot of guitars myself. I do paint and pickup installs, all that cool stuff. So I've got some weird stuff, and this is something really cool that I really dig. This is my Fender Baritone Special. Usually when I play live with my band, I have two different sets. I have a full baritone set in the beginning, and then I've got one that's usually with like a White Falcon or something like that. This is one that I've modified. So usually this model comes with just regular chrome covered humbuckers, because I think Fender, 3 or 4 years ago when this came out, was trying to do that whole rock thing, like, oh, get a baritone and then you can, rock and roll on it and all that stuff. But I want to kind of make it like my own little baritone jazz master, because I've got a lot of other baritones. So I routed some Seymour Duncan Antiquities into it. Same pickguard and everything that you get stock with it. But I just ended up routing out the wood, routing out the pickguard. These originally had chrome knobs. I changed them. I put a little chrome, Gibson switch tip. But it's really cool. It's got a stop tail on it, with a Les Paul, type bridge, which makes it really easy for tuning. I tuned this one to C, so I've got an 11 to 56 gauge set of strings. And listen to the C; it's pretty crazy. So it gives it that cool kind of spaghetti western sound that you can get out of it. Reminds you of the old bass sixes that were coming out in the 60s that were used on all the western films. But it's just kind of modified. It's cool. It's got the, coming for a close-up here on the headstock. It's really neat. It's got the black headstock with the correct logo on it, and just says Baritone Special as opposed to, a Jaguar or something like that. Obviously it has the shape. It's a little heavier, which is nice. It's just got the three-way toggle switch here, pretty much like a Jazzmaster. But I love the look with the white and the black and everything on it. Rosewood fingerboard, pretty decent frets. Now here's the trick to this guitar. It is made in Japan. If you do know me from the videos, you know that I really only like the American ones and the Japanese ones, and I love the necks on the Japanese ones. This has a skunk stripe on it, which is pretty cool. Right, you can see the skunk stripe right there. The classic vintage style Fender tuners with the little tuning pegs at the top, and then the same tuners that you end up slipping the string down into. I have other baritones from Fender, and I usually use up to a 70 gauge string, believe it or not, tuned to C, but that actually still has a longer scale than this one. So it's all relative. You need to just experiment with string size if you want to get one of these, and it's kind of a new realm for a lot of people. But I really love this thing. It's super cool. It's kind of like my backup, but I played them enough to where I can already see here in our studio that the pickups are aging and everything already from the sun when we're playing shows. By the way, if you're interested in a free video lesson, not on YouTube, including a blues ebook, click on the link below. Okay, click on that link in the text box below the video, and we'll be glad to send it to you for free. No strings attached. But I'll get to it right now, just with the way I've done the pickups on it and everything, and kind of how versatile it is. So I'll get into some tones right now. Right now I've got it set up in the middle position, so obviously both pickups are on. I've got my volume all the way up, which is a little hot, and then my tones, backed off about halfway. Right, here's all the way. So there's kind of its sweet spot, like right there. Okay. But I like it for picking back here. You hear it, right? It's like one of the guitars you can pick right by the bridge, and you're still going to get that beefy tone out of it. So it's really cool when you're doing that, just, like I said, spaghetti kind of stuff, So all over, it's just got some beef to it. Now, the reason I'm doing that whole 1156 thing and not going with the wound G is live, most of the time, I'm still going up really high and stuff like that. So I can get, it's really cool, I can get low, and I can totally get like a nice crystally high sound. just by like widening my string gauge as far as the top end is concerned, I can still do a lot with it. See? So I can still get the pop, I can still get like the super low. It's really, really neat, and sounds great with our bass player, you know, when he's too normal, he's just kind of playing up in the high register, and then I'm actually taking care of the lower a lot, and then he goes down, and then I go up, and it's really cool. It tends to trip people out. So that's that basic setting. I'll go into the bridge. It really kind of brightens up a little bit. I'll leave the tone about the same. See? So it actually pretty much sounds almost like a beefy jazz master or something. But you can still get that low out of it. So that's just the bridge that I'm running right now. Now if you look at it, because I have the bigger strings on it, the action is relatively high how I have it set up. It's almost like a jacked up Les Paul or something. But the reason I actually set it up that way relative to the neck is that I actually like to have a lot of string movement around it. If I'm doing like a lot of picking, and with the baritone stuff, you're like super concentrated on just one string, like that same style that I was doing before with the other one, you know? Stuff like that. You really want to get just that one string, and obviously sometimes with a little bit of a higher action you get more of that thicker tone out of it. I'll go to the other setting. That's going to be on the neck. I'm all the way up on the volume, and now I'll open the tone up, obviously because it's the neck position. It's actually a little bit softer, I think. Yeah, you get a little more out of it when you're in the middle. But as far as the neck, same thing. Nice warm sounds if you're finger picking it. Now I'll just roll the tone back in the middle, that kind of sweet spot area that I like on these pickups. But in general, it's a totally cool guitar. They're really fun to mod. I know some of the guys on the forums are modding them like crazy. The neck is super slick. The frets, fret job's done real nice on it. Fingerboard, I mean, because it's a thick neck, it's a much thicker neck than what you're used to. It's pretty much like a C, just pretty much a C. Because it's so big too, they're a little bit temperamental. If I do travel with them, the humidity and the heat kind of take, somewhat of a toll on the neck. But I mean, my theory is you should learn how to set up your guitars, and it's really not that bad with a little bit of a truss rod movement here and there. But you will notice if you want to get into the baritone realm, you're going to want to adjust the guitars more. But in general, for a Japanese-made guitar, that was one thing I already knew about it when I ordered it. So that was one thing I was like super stoked on. And I think they're really cool. If you can still see them around, pick them up. Make sure they're made in Japan. Just as far as the Mexico thing is concerned on these types, I think Japanese and American is really the way to go. This has been Jason Lee with NextLevelGuitar.com. Thanks for checking out my customized Fender Baritone Special guitar today. And make sure to check out the website for a bazillion videos and growing.